Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Our today's session is organized by Hexstar Universe in collaboration with SS Citizen Science Group, and the speaker for today's session is Dr. Himadri. So without further ado, I'd request him to start with today's session.
Good evening to all of you. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, without delay, uh, let me start today's session. The topic is citizen science. And before going to start this session, my title is Science for the People, by the People, the Power of Citizen Science. So here, I will discuss in my talk regarding the citizen science, different citizen science projects going on around the globe, why citizen science is important, how it is helping uh, the scientific communities in ongoing research. So, in quickly, I will try to explore the topic. Further, I will also request the listeners who are listening to my talk, you may ask questions once my talk is over. You're most welcome to interact with me. So, the main tagline of citizen science is citizen research at home, citizen science. So, this is the tagline of citizen science. So, if we go further and want to know what is citizen science, what Oxford Dictionary is telling us. As per Oxford Dictionary,
Please continue.
yeah, so according to Oxford Dictionary, the term citizen science is defined as scientific work undertaken by the members of the general public, often in collaboration with or under the direction of professional scientists and scientific institutions. And this is very, very important because whenever any scientific work will be done by the general public, okay, so in that case, it should be remembered that it should be the direction of professional scientists and scientific institutions. Uh, Citizen science is usually described as voluntary engagements of the public who involve themselves in the scientific projects of various disciplines, including natural history, astronomy, biodiversity, etc., out of their personal scientific interests. I think maybe audio switched on for, so okay, I request to switch off the audio for, I think one of the member who had joined. Yeah, thank you very much. So citizen science, basically, it is a voluntary engagement of the public. And in that particular engagements, people from different disciplines, they can join, including natural history, astronomy, biodiversity, etc. So the first known modern citizen science project was accomplished and published in 1994 by Alan Irwin. I will also tell you some histories of citizen science, how citizen science actually started, why it is so important one by one. But we have to remember that the first scientific project which was done by Alan Irwin in 1994 is the first known modern citizen science project. The question arises, who can be a citizen scientist? So anyone can do citizen science. Very simple. It is not necessary that you should be a citizen from a, you should have a background in science and all this. Even from arts, commerce, or any other background, people can join to scientific projects. And you don't need a scientific degree like BSc or Master of Science. You don't need all this degree. Basically, citizen science is intended to be something everyone is invited to, but anyone from even the uh, common people of different ages, they can join. So you don't need a scientific degree. This is very, very important. That's why citizen science is so popular around the globe. So let us understand some background of citizen science. That's why history is very important. First, I will tell you about the first citizen scientist. His name is Wells Cook, who was called the father of cooperative study of bird migration in America. So, bird migration, actually, he is the person who is an amateur birding enthusiast to collect information about bird migration. And you know that those who study birds, they are known as ornithologists. But he has no such degree because he had involved in a government-run project, and it is North American Bird Phenology Program, which started in 1901. And what he did actually, information collected by volunteers was collected on cards. Those cards are still available and are now being scanned into a public database. So what he did, he asked different volunteers regarding the information about bird in North America, and he started working on it. And finally, finally, he had tremendous work in that field. And the birds, the information which he collected through a card, these are all available in the museum, American Museum. So if someone wants to go there, you can see the scanned data of those cards which he had collected during that period of time. So basically, we can tell that he is the first true citizen science project um, launched by American ornithologist Wells Cook. Citizen science before the internet. You know that nowadays internet has uh, uh, expanded. But before that, I remember citizen science project was there. Citizen scientists were employed in particular fields, including stream and waterway monitoring, then insect and bird observations, weather monitoring, astronomical observation of the plants and wildlife. All in all these fields, citizen scientists were actively actually engaged. In the case of astronomical observation, it is not possible for one person to watch the entire sky every night, but hundreds of people can do just that. As a result, citizen scientists have actually discovered comets and other astronomical objects that professional missed. They're very, very important because many citizen science projects are going on in different corners of the globe, and maximum number of comets, asteroids are discovered not by astronomers but by the citizen scientists. And I will also tell you later part of my talk what are those interesting discoveries actually done by the citizen scientists. I will just try to mention the name of one lady. Her name is Anna Atkins. She was an English botanist who laid the groundwork for scientific books illustrated with photography. Nowadays, you know that whenever we read any book, textbook or any other books, you can see some illustrations. But that time in 19th century, it was very difficult to collect. But she created cyanotypes images made by placing objects directly into light sensitive paper, and he had directly taken the uh, photographs of all those plants and algae as you are starting in the form of beautiful silhouettes that provided a detailed and accurate representation of their form. And this cyanotype impression is the first example of a book that uses photographs as illustrations. So she is the lady Anna Atkins, who actually in 19th century she started working on it. I will next show you another brother sister duos who are also actively engaged in the citizen science projects. And you know the name. His name is Frederick William Herschel. You know the Herschel is the first person who discovered the first planet found with the aid of a telescope. Before that discovery, our telescopic observation was limited to Jupiter only. But in 1781, Herschel made his own telescopes and discovered the planet Uranus using his telescope. And later he used to study Mars, double stars, star cluster, and other types of deep spy objects. And he also discovered two moons of Saturn. But the interesting fact is you can see in this image, if image is available, can you see the image?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So she is basically Caroline. That time, you know that very few women scientists or women researchers were engaged in this type of research. But Caroline was very interested in studying the astronomical objects, and she was always associated with her brother's work, like he polished telescope mirror, and she also organized Herschel's note, and she also made astronomical discoveries of her own, especially comets. I told you earlier that many astronomers actually, many amateur astronomers discovered comets, and he at least finding at least 8 along with nebulae. And she also made an independent discoveries of M110, a comparison of Andromeda galaxy. You might have heard about our nearest galaxy, Andromeda galaxy. The name of our galaxy is Milky Way galaxy, and nearest galaxy to our galaxy, the name is Andromeda galaxy. And she discovered a companion of the Andromeda galaxy, name is M110, with the Hubble telescope, and she was actually awarded a gold medal by the British Royal Astronomical Society. That time it was very difficult for a woman to get such type of recognition from the scientific world, but she had got gold medal from the British Astronomical Society because of her discovery. And she was also a citizen scientist because she didn't have any such degree, but she was continuously working on astronomy, and she had contributed a lot in astronomy and helped her brother William Herschel. I will also refer the name of one amateur astronomer. His name is mm, uh, Thomas Bob. Okay, Thomas Bob, most celebrated comet. You might have heard about the name of a Comet Hale-Bopp. Comet Hale-Bopp was a very bright comet in 1996-97. Basically, at that time I was a graduate student, and the beauty of that comet was that you could see that comet with the unaided eye. You don't need any telescope to see because it was so bright comet. It came to our Earth, and the scientists all over the world actually studied that particular comet. And that comet was jointly discovered by Alan Hale and Thomas Bob. Okay, uh, Alan Hale was a professional astronomer and experienced comet hunter, but Thomas Bob, he was not an amateur, but he had just borrowed a telescope, and he was out in Arizona desert with a group of astronomy enthusiasts. You know that in Western countries, if you go to USA, Japan, then Europe, Australia, people sometimes they come out and go for picnic type things, and they go away from the city with their telescope, and they start taking the observational telescope. So similarly, Thomas Bob had borrowed one telescope of from one of his friend, and he had discovered a comet. The name of that comet is, nowadays it is known as Hale-Bopp. Looking through a friend's probe at the globular cluster M70, Bob noticed an uncharted fuzzy path to one side. Both he and Hale contacted CVET and got recognition to discover a new comet. So on the same night, Alan Hale and Thomas Bob independently communicated to uh, comet. There is a bureau is there where you can, if you discover a new comet, you have to report them. Now it is known as MPC, Minor Planet Center, but earlier it was CVAT. And if you report them, then they will check your findings, and later If you discovered them, that particular object, then it will carry your name. So this is how a comet was named, and his name also. That particular discovery has changed his life. But again, I am telling you, he was a citizen scientist, and his contribution cannot be forgot. So before involvement with citizen science projects, we have to ask these questions, yourself these questions. Remember, suppose we want to include in a particular citizen science projects, but we have to ask these three questions. The first question is, which area of science interests you? Are you interested in animals, waterways, stars, medicine, climate change, plants? You just decide in which area you are interested. Okay. So if you know the answer, you proceed to the next question. Next question is, how much time do you want to dedicate to citizen science? Some projects require just a few minutes, while others require dedicated involvement over months or even years. This is very, very important, because sometimes what happens, we have seen that people are involving in citizen science projects, but later when they start projects, it will be very difficult for them to projects, and sometimes those citizen scientists who are involved in the project, because they could not manage the time. And nowadays, if you are not a professional researcher, and you are doing some jobs, then it is very difficult for you to manage the time, because it depends on the job, or depends on the, suppose you are also involved in a business. So you have to find out time from your busy schedule. And first of all, you ask how much time you can spare: 1 hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And if you can find out some time for you to do the citizen science projects, then you proceed. Okay. And if you have enough time, if you are students, or if you are a housewife, or if you are not involved in any job, or and you have enough time, then you can choose your time zone. This is very, very important. Next question is, how science do you want to get? Some projects require training and mastery of technology, while others can be completed with a simple stroll around the backyard. This is very, very important, because sometimes what happens, if you ask anyone who had shifted from, sometimes you may find one student had shifted from science to arts, or maybe science to commerce. If you ask him why he had shifted, he or she shifted, the answer maybe sometimes he'll tell that maybe mathematics is very tough, and I cannot manage the mathematics, or physics or chemistry, these subjects are tough, or because of that I shifted. So the question is, citizen science projects, some citizen science projects are like that. You don't need any expertise in that subject. You can, if you know the basic, some basic tips are there, or basic information. Based on that basic information, you can have that projects. You need to think about the science. Okay. And some projects are, if you want to engage in that project, then you should have some background in science, and so that you have to decide. Okay. Then the next part is, what kind of activities interest you? Okay, the range of option is huge nowadays. You can review historical science documents, scan the skies for comets, test the water in your local pond, identify the birds in your neighborhood, run with your own weather station. All these points are there. So these are the area which you can start your activities. But remember, again, I'm telling you that you have to decide first which topics are uh, more interesting for you. It is not necessary that some topics are people are doing projects, and you are not getting interest, but you want to involve. So don't go to that projects. Only choose those projects which are of your interest. Next question is, do you want to work online or in the real world? These are plenty of remotes, online citizen science opportunities available. But nowadays, after the Corona, 2020 onwards, uh, thousands of people are doing online project because online project is very simple. You can do it from your home, and you don't. You just need a internet connection, and even with mobile, smartphone or PC or laptop, you can do your research. So that's why um, citizen science projects are growing day by day, and people are favoring online. But you can also go to the real world and can collect the samples and do the citizen science. Then the next question is, what kind of organization interests you? You can do citizen science for research centers, non-profit organization like National Geographic and the Smithsonian, or join the federal agencies like the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. So that depends on you, which organization you are interested, government or non-government. Both options are there. Then the next one is, do you want to stay local or do you want to be part of an international research effort? Okay, so if you want to involve in local projects, that option is also there. And if you want to go for international research, then it is also there. So once you have answered all these questions, you can use an interactive citizen science database to find out the opportunities that's right for you. Okay. So the question which I have asked you, those who are new to this portal, or to those who are joining new as citizen scientists. So these are the questions you have to ask yourself. If you know the answer, very good. You'll be able to proceed further. And if you don't know the answer, you try to find out your answer, and then you'll be a citizen scientist if you choose a particular topic. I'll show you also which websites or which resources you can use for citizen science projects. One by one, I'll come. So here, citizen science projects, you can see I have written some names. Some first one is the Size Starter. Size Starter is a globally acclaimed online citizen science hub where more than 3,000 projects are there. So just visit that particular website. You will get plenty of projects which are very interesting. The next one is Juniverse. Juniverse is also very actively doing research work as well as citizen science projects with over 100 projects, and some popular projects are there in Juniverse, like classifying galaxies, finding health forests, or locating homes in rural Africa in minutes. And another site is National Geographic. You might have seen National Geographic channel, but that is a very big network. And they have also some projects related to mountain. And then listening for frog calls can help scientists get engaged in these projects. And some National Geographic scientists are associated with these projects. You can also join those. But remember, these projects are all international projects. Then Smithsonian in USA. And this is also very popular website, popular site where you can find out some good citizen science projects. Here I'm just listing some popular citizen science projects in astronomy because I have background in astronomy. So these are asteroid search campaign. This is one of the most popular popular citizen science project, and this is by International Astronomical Search Collaboration (IASC), NASA, and Penstars. So these are the organizations who are associated with this campaign. Then Galaxy Cruise. It is the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan is associated with this project. In the particular program, you'll ask to look for multiple galaxy images and to classify their shapes, to identify their interactions, and to spot signs of collision between galaxies. So Galaxy Cruise is also very important. Next one is SETI at home. You know that people are trying to find out whether any form of life is there in other planets or not, or other galaxy or other uh, star system or not. So we call it extraterrestrial intelligence. So that is also there. You have to decode the radio signal so that we can find out if somebody is there or not outside our solar system. Another popular project is Planet Hunters. Okay, so you can find out planets outside our solar system, and some citizen scientists had also discovered those planets outside our solar system. Then Galaxy Zoo. Galaxy Zoo, you can find out new galaxy outside our galaxy. Next one is the Be a Martian. Martian means NASA had done many uh, mission, space mission to Mars, and they had taken the photograph of craters, mountains, and other Martian features. So some projects associated with Mars is also there. So one can also go. So these are list of some citizen science projects popular in astronomy. Uh, these are the during 2020. You know that everything was locked. Lockdown was there, and people did not have enough. And people have enough time for doing this type of projects. So these are the projects which were very popular in 2020, and you can see on Science Starter. These are satellite streak watcher, then globe at night. Then you can here see a family dog project, and then IC change, COVID near you. These are some of the popular citizen science projects. 20 projects I am showing you. People are doing that time. And these are the most contributions on science data in 2020. It is stall catchers, iNaturalist, Cocorace. So these I'll tell you about this project. So like Flew Near You, Nature's Notebook, Spiral Graph, Globe at Night. So caterpillars count 19 number 19s in your area, in your locality. So many such projects were running by Science Starter in that period of time. And these are the most viewed uh, projects in 2020. It's Megathon, World Water Monitoring Challenge, U Biome, Passengers in a Driverless Future. So these are some of the projects people are doing that time. Now, last year, just wanted to tell you, last year, the top five Science Starter projects was there. The number one is Toll Catchers. Then the second one is Cocoras, iNaturalist, number three, then Backyard Worlds, and Eterna. So these are the five projects. I will tell you one by one what are those projects, and you can just visit this site, blogs scistarter.org. You can get the information about those particular projects. I have just taken the screenshot from that site. This is stall catcher. Stall catcher was very important. You know that in our different countries, people are suffering by Alzheimer disease. Okay, Alzheimer disease. You know that people start with age. People actually starts memory loss is there, and how one can deal with all this memory loss, and what scientists are doing. They have taken a mouse and did some experiments who had Alzheimer disease, and they have mapped the brain and the blood vessel which are flowing, and you have to check that video and have to uh, follow some instruction, and from that instruction uh, you can uh, you can actually help citizen scientists that how you can actually uh, use those particular video. Uh, if you study those video, you can see clogged blood vessels in the brain. Okay, and after doing all these jobs, that can be also used to our human brain, so that basically we can help researchers to deal with the Alzheimer disease. So this was one of the most studied citizen science projects, and you can see the number is around 1 lakh 42 sorry 1 million 42 429,661 people had contributed in these particular projects. Number two is COCORES, means community collaboration. It is rain, hail, and snow network. You know, in our area recently, uh, particularly northeast. Actually, I am from Silchar, Assam, and for last couple of days, storm is going on, and Because of that, the normal life had disturbed, and we are also facing regular power cut in our area. So if you have a rain gauge, you can find out how much rain is going on in our area. So similarly, people are doing the projects, and this is very popular in North America, and you can see North America people are doing, and these are the number of contributors. This is iNaturalist. iNaturalist very popular, and it is globally acclaimed by different citizen scientists. You can see snap photos of trees, insects, mammals. People are collecting, and then they are actually sharing with the common platform. If you can discover a new plant or new insects or new things, that will be credited to you. So iNaturalist is one of the very popular citizen science projects. Then backyard world, cool neighbors. There's celestial bodies larger than Jupiter looking near to our solar system that have remained hidden because they are so hard to spot. Then these cool brown dwarfs can be spotted in telescope images of the of the night sky. And what is important here is that astronomers need your help to do it, because lots of images are captured by different space satellites, and the number of astronomers are very few who can actually analyze those images. So then need the help of citizen scientists, and so that you can help the citizen scientists. And you can see that this is presented by NASA as well as Universe, and contributors are around 79,000. Another is Eterna. It is presented by Stanford Medicine. Uh, Here you can have an RNA scientist and hunt for new RNA-based medicine with Eterna. You know, RNA is associated with DNA structure, DNA molecule. So you can hunt for new RNA-based medicine with Eterna. You can join. But also, if you are interested in citizen science projects related to India, you can also start your own projects. And these are Part Count India, eBird India. So you can visit this site, CITSCI India. .org. You will get a couple of citizen science projects. You can see butterflies in India, then citizen sparrow, common bird monitoring project, frog watch, hornbill watch India, road kills. How many people are killed in a road accident? That you can also make a record and can make a database and can help citizen science projects related to this. So these are some of the popular citizen science projects in India. You can visit that site and can start and you can join those projects and can help scientists. These are the citizen science groups in India. I'm just writing you here the names, some few names, but many such organizations are there who are actively engaged in the citizen science projects. As a citizen science group, Shobhan Acharya was there. He is actively engaged in these projects. Estrogen is the name of our group who are also doing some citizen science projects, and Ignited Mind, Hexstar Universe. These are regularly doing citizen science project related to astronomy and other science. And now the question arises: what are the extraordinary citizen science discoveries by citizen scientists? So, just I want to mention you that in January 2018, Scott Tilley, a citizen scientist, contacted NASA with a remarkable message. What was that message? His message was that he believed that he had found a lost spacecraft. You know that NASA every year NASA send a couple of spacecraft to the space for different study. Like some are dedicated for scientific studies, some are for weather studies, some are for information satellite. All these different satellites are there. Among them, one satellite is that its satellite name is Image. Image is the name of the satellite. The full form is of imager for magnetopost to aurora global exploration. If you can see the image in the right side of the this write-up, you can see one image which was captured by that particular satellite in the South Pole, where you can see aurora. Aurora is particularly seen in the North Pole and South Pole, and that particular satellite was dedicated for that mission. But unfortunately, NASA lost. It was actually launched in the year 2000, and unfortunately, they lost contact of that particular satellite in the year 2005, December 18. After 13 years, Scott Tilley found that particular uh, spacecraft, and he immediately contacted NASA. And then NASA people had started working on it, and they found yes, that was actually the lost space shuttle, lost spacecraft. And then they found out that particular spacecraft image, and Scott Till will be remembered for his tremendous contribution in this field. A discovery of exoplanets. Exoplanets are planets which are planets outside the solar system. A system of at least 5 exoplanets was discovered in 2017 by citizen scientists using data from NASA's Kepler space satellites. Okay, so NASA had actually collected different photographs of those different regions of the sky, and then a group of citizen scientists has started working on it, and they published their work in Astronomical Journal. And we'll be very happy that Mr. Shobhan Acharya, he's a citizen scientist in SS Citizen Science Group. So he's also listening to my this talk. He is also part of this Planet Patrol campaign with a group of citizen scientists, and detected exoplanets. So congratulations to Shobhan Acharya again for your contribution to this discovery of exoplanets. And their works have been published in one of the prestigious journal of astronomy. It is publication of the Astronomical Society of the Pacific Journal. So these are one of the contribution from our citizen science projects. And you can see discovery of comets are also done by different comets enthusiasts. And you can see one photograph. Can you see the photograph? One animated GIF image. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
So here you can see this is known as the coronagraph. Okay, so this was one satellite. Is their name is SOHO, Solar and Heliospheric Observatory. And here that white color, this white circle is basically the corona, the size of our sun and the sun disk. And this was blocked by that particular telescope, so that you can observe the sun. And you can see 2 comets are approaching towards sun in this photograph, in this particular animation. So this is only possible with the coronagraph, and using that particular satellites, many comets were discovered using that particular mission. And this SOHO has not only provided a nearly continuous record of solar phenomena, but also we call it magnetic cycle butterfly diagram. I think those who are not from the astronomy background, you will not understand what is butterfly diagram anyway. But that is particularly CC camera fully dedicated to sun, who was continuously monitoring the sun. And as of late 2021, more than 4,000 comets have been found by SOHO, and most of them by amateur accessing SOHO real-time data via the internet. Okay, so citizen scientists have discovered the most comet from those SOHO spacecraft. So that's why I'm telling you that citizen scientists have actually contributed a lot in different science projects. Here, I will particularly want to explain or want to emphasize on mission, one citizen science project is asteroid search campaign, because asteroid is most mysterious objects of the solar system, and asteroids are basically you know that asteroids, sometimes called minor planets, are rocky remnants left over from the early formation of our solar system. You know that our solar system had been formed some 4.6 billion years ago. And these asteroids are very interesting, and the sizes may vary from one cricket ball size to several 100-kilometer size. And they are continuously uh, moving around our solar system. Uh, I'll just mention the name of one mission. That name is DART mission. Why DART mission is important, I'm telling you. I think all of you know that our solar system was actually, dinosaurs in our planet was extincted by, scientists believe that when a comet or asteroid encountered with Earth, that time, because of that encounter, uh, dinosaurs was actually extincted. And that time, we did not have any, actually, that time our science was, human civilization was not there, so that he can protect all those uh, animals during that time. But nowadays, our science has developed a lot. Now we are thinking, if an asteroid or comet is approaching towards our planet, is it possible to stop those heavenly bodies to collide with Earth? Do we have that technology? Before 2022, we should say that we didn't have any technology which can shift or can destroy an asteroid who is coming towards Earth. We didn't have any technology, but luckily, or we did an experiment in the year 2022 on 26 September. NASA had done a test. That mission is known as double asteroid redirection test. In that test, what actually we did, NASA had sent a spacecraft and it collided with one of the asteroid Dimorphos, and it has changed the direction of orbit of a particular asteroid. It was found that it was shortened by 32 minutes due to the impact. So the logic is very simple. Suppose if an asteroid is approaching towards you, and if you send a missile to that particular uh, asteroid and want to divert, if you can divert his path, then it will be easier for us, because if you divert the path of the asteroid, then it will be, you can help your Earth from those pollution. That's why this mission was very, very important. You can see in this diagram particularly, there are two asteroids are there. One is Didymos, another is Dimorphos. Dimorphos is the satellite of Didymos. You can see here yellow color line. White color line is original orbits, but that Dimorphos was actually, because it is a satellite of Didymos, so this Dimorphos rotates around this particular asteroid Didymos. But whenever impact was there, it collided with this Dimorphos satellite, Dimorphos asteroid, and you can see that the orbit of the Dimorphos was shortened, and the new orbit is now this yellow color. What does it mean? It means that we have now technology, and we can actually divert the orbit of this asteroid. That's why this was the photograph taken just before the impact of that particular satellite with the Dimorphos, and you can see that rocky materials are there on the surface of the asteroid. So in this picture, you can see between Mars and Jupiter, millions of asteroids are there. We call it asteroid belt. Okay. So here, many asteroids are rotating around our sun, and some are very close to Earth also. And sometimes those asteroids may enter into Earth's orbit, and we call them as near Earth asteroid. I'll just tell you. So asteroid range in size from few kilometers to bodies are there that less than 33 feet, I mean 10 meters across. Okay. So the largest asteroid is this Vesta. Its size is around 530 kilometer. And the first asteroid, which was discovered by William Herschel, probably I told you regarding the name of Herschel, who discovered planet Uranus. He also discovered the largest asteroid in our solar system. It is Ceres. Ceres was earlier the largest asteroid in our solar system, but now it is comes under the dwarf planet category. So here, as I told you, the main belt in this the main asteroid belt, millions of asteroids are there, but till today we have discovered around 1 million 1 million asteroids, but number is very high. So still today, asteroid search campaign is going on, and the number is increasing day by day. Next, the Trojan asteroid. Trojan asteroid is the asteroid which are orbit to the larger planet or moon, and these are known as Jupiter Trojans. And this is the most abundant one among all other Trojans. And till today, we know around 12,015 Jupiter Trojans are discovered till now. These are very, very interesting objects, as I just told you. These are known as near-Earth asteroids, and they pass very close to Earth. And sometimes they even come very close to Earth, and because of that, some NASA NASA had started monitoring those objects, and sometimes they warn the scientists that one asteroid is coming very close to Earth, and they continuously monitor that objects. And some potentially hazardous asteroids are also traveling very close to Earth. So we call it near Earth asteroid. So because if it is colliding with Earth, it may damage a lot. And so it is very, very important for researchers or scientists to monitor those asteroids continuously. Asteroids are basically classified into three groups: C-type, S-type, and N-type. I'm not going for details, but most abundant among them is chondrite asteroid. These are 70% of asteroids. But remember, all asteroids are of the same origin, and they are made up of very raw material. So this is one of the citizen science projects, citizen science forum, which is situated in Silchar, southern part of Assam, who was established in the year March 2022. So the main goal of this particular forum is to engage citizens of the country in various projects. So I am associated with this project, this particular forum for last 2 years, and our goal is to popularize science among common people, various programs, and we had also took part in several asteroid hunting program. And we had the number is written here 30 asteroids, but now the number had reached to 60 asteroids. Preliminary detections were done by our group, and we are still joining to different projects, asteroid hunting projects, and still we are working on these projects. And these are the people who had discovered the preliminary asteroids, and you can see Shobhan Acharya was also there in the preliminary part of our campaign. And these are the, if you join to a particular citizen science projects, you will get this type of certificates, which are very important for the beginners who have started working in astronomy. So these are some of the press report which get attention in our area when this was actually detected by our group, and media had taken a good coverage of all those missions, because media coverage is also important. Otherwise, people will not get interest in such type of projects. So it is also there. And whenever any such project is there, we actually go to schools or different colleges of this region, and many students from different corners of the globe, corners of this area, had participated in citizen science projects. And I hope many of you are also watching or listening to my talk, so you can also involve the local peoples, particularly students. Students will give you time, because projects are there in schools, school level projects are there, so you can involve your students or involve your relatives also. in different types of projects. So I'll not go further. Thank you very much for listening to this talk.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful presentation. If
Thank you,
anyone
sir.
has any queries, please ask now. Anybody having any doubts, please ask now.
No, sir, but a very informative session. Thank you so much for organizing such a wonderful session for all of us. Thank you. So this is Devendra Kumar from Uttar Pradesh.
Thank you, Mr. Devendra Kumar, for your feedback. Thank you, Sudipto Nath and then Kodut Chaudhuri for listening to my talk. Anyway, if you want to ask any questions, you are most welcome. You can visit my webpage or my departmental webpage. Actually, I am associated with Assam University, and if you want to join to any projects or any information if you need, you can contact directly to me. Sometimes you may have some queries related to citizen science. You're most welcome. Thank you, Shaoli, for your feedback.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
Am I audible, sir?
yes.
Sir,
Satyam,
I want to
yeah.
know, yes, sir, you have talked about this estrogen community.
Mhm.
So, if I want to join it, how can I join?
Yeah, Satyam. So we have a Facebook page, or you can directly contact to me. You can got my contact, my email ID. I have just in this. I'm just writing my email ID so that you can, if you are interested, then you can join.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, just send a request to this email ID. You drop your request, and then I can send you all the details. You can join.
Sir, I have your number. Actually, I am a part of Astronomy Club, AUS.
Yeah, I know you, Satyam.
Okay, sir.
Thank you for joining.
Yes.
So some of our students from Assam University, we have an astronomy club, and they had joined today to this talk. And some of my old students are also there. I have detected here. Shauli is also there. Shauli is she is now from Dubai. She has joined to this program. I can also see Dr. Tomal Shorkar. Recently, we met in one of the session in Guwahati, and I can see some other students also.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Tomal
Yeah,
sir, how are you?
yeah, fine, sir. My son also want to join you.
Okay,
He's
okay.
we
Thank you
do
very much.
that.
Yeah.
He will send you one email.
Sure.
He's in class 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Most
Interested.
welcome. Most welcome.
Okay, sir.
Shaikat Mollik, if you can just search or just type estrogen in Facebook channel, you will get it. I think we don't have any other questions in this. Anyway,
Okay.
if you have
Yes,
any
sir.
questions, I had just start my email ID. You can visit us University anytime, and you can send an email to me also. We can introduce many such subjects to you. So thank you very much for inviting me, Shobhan sir, and other members of Hexstar Universe for this wonderful interaction program with the citizen scientists. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful
Thank you,
presentation.
sir.
And
Good
thank you,
night, sir.
everybody else